which is my new rule now. Put everything in the cart, comp things out, put things back. I listed up a couple more items. As you know, I'm an everything seller, so here's an eclectic pair. This is a new with tags Kate Spade necklace. So I have this up on eBay and Poshmark. I even put this up on Knickknacks, so I do cross-post my items. And then this is an antique. This is vintage Nurtaki, made in Nippon. When it says Nippon, that's Japan before 1921. So this is over 100 years old. I have a whole set. I have a lot of pieces of this to list up. So I'm starting with the first one, which is this vegetable bowl. For this, I put up on eBay, knickknacks.net, and Etsy. I listed up the necklace for $45, and this is listed up for $27. I picked this Christmas album up for 50 cents and sold it for $10, but it wasn't included in my last solds video. I listed up a bunch of more items. Some of these you've recently seen in haul videos. I am cross-posting them to whatever platform it makes sense to cross-post them to. Some of them are also from older videos, or they're in my death pile, aka money pile. Lola sometimes helps by sitting on my lap while I'm doing my cross-posting. I am still busy listing up items and cross-posting. I am pulling from old inventory, or if I had it listed on a couple platforms, but now I'm on new platforms, I'm adding it to those platforms. I have this Michigan State pottery mug, USA. I have decided to list up my Christmas items in all of my previous videos that you've seen in the last couple, weeks or so. As I'm buying the Christmas items, I'm like, oh, I'm going to list that up later. That's how your death pile gets too big. I now have a huge amount of Christmas items that need to be listed, and Christmas sells all year long. So I just listed this up. I have such an eclectic mix of items here. These are vintage Pyrex. This is Tupperware. This is the large 2-quart mixing. It's called Mix and Store. It's actually a measuring cup, 2-quart measuring cup. It came originally with a lid, but I don't have the lid. Back here is that knotted bead Fenton vase. I have this up on multiple platforms now. I list to eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, and Knickknacks. Occasionally to Facebook Marketplace, but I haven't listed up anything recently to there. Those are usually bigger items that I don't want to ship. Back at the Goodwill. I'm going to go in and see if there's anything in there I can put in my cart and flip online for a profit. Let's go. I headed straight for these carts. I put so many items from those fresh carts into my cart that my cart is already half full. I am so excited at my finds so far. I saw this large Tupperware salad bowl with its lid, and that also went in the cart. These bowls were super pretty. I love the colors and the floral design on them. Here I am trying to see the brand on the back. They wanted $7.99 for them. They were made by Sakura. I did leave them behind. As I touched them, I realized those were plastic. I'm surprised. This area is normally stock full, but it's kind of empty on that top shelf there. These were modern. For a second there, I looked at that Christmas tree mug. Like, this is vintage. The name was rubbed off. I decided not to get it. This is restaurant wear, and I actually have a creamer that matches this double-sided gravy boat, but I did leave this behind. I picked this up to get a better look at it. It had little critters on the side of it. It was chipped. It was definitely vintage and very heavy and very dirty. They wanted $9.99 for it. I did leave it behind. I always look down below on the lower shelves in the back to see what's hiding back there, and I found this covered Lungerburger butter dish, and yes, it came home with me. This was a pretty set of dishes, but I wanted to see what this was in the back. It's definitely modern, $3.99. I decided to leave that on the shelf. This is one of my favorite patterns. Gotta take a closer look at it though. This PlayStation Neochrome mug normally sells for around $15 to $20, but this one had a crack on it. I had put a bunch of snow babies in my cart. They were each $3.99. Once I comped them out, I ended up putting them back on the shelf. When I realized I had them all turned backwards, I flipped them around so they looked better. They're definitely a cute set sitting there all together. I just found these on the shelf below here. This is kind of cute too. These are still here. These match the bowls I just put in my cart a little bit ago. This is a set of Lennox plates, and so were the bowls. I didn't show those, but they are in my cart. Here is a shot of what my cart looks now, and you can see the bowls down there in the basket. Well, that turned out better than I thought. Right away, I hit up the carts, and they had all kinds of goodies on them, and I just started putting things in my cart. I'm like, oh, there's snow babies. Oh, what's this PlayStation mug? Oh, what's this over here? What's that? All went in the cart. I wasn't sure if anything had any value or not, and I can talk to all of that later in the haul. Some of it, as I went along, went in the cart, and then I did comp out some things, and they went out of the cart. It was Senior Day, which I did know. It's Wednesday, Senior Day, so I got 20% off. I got one item for me, so if I deduct that from the total, then my total spend with rounding up and the 20% discount for Senior Day was $40. I have so many goodies in there that are worth way more than $40. I can't wait to show you my haul. I will film that as soon as I get home. The cashier was telling me that the Goodwill is going to be getting rid of bags. I know that from other thrift stores, so it's not a surprise. I just hope they keep like the paper, maybe some newspaper or something. If not, that's okay too. That's why I try to keep something in my car to wrap things in. I had gone to the post office to drop off some solds. I did some grocery shopping, and then I hit up the Goodwill. And so the 20% discount that you get for a senior, she said there was actually people in line when they would come up to the register with her, and they were complaining about a 20% discount. She said, well, I can always charge you full price. Are you ready for the haul? Let's get all of these items out of the bags and unwrapped. There, that looks so much better. Let's get started. I am so glad that I decided to stop in at that Goodwill. I had dropped off some solds, did a little bit of grocery shopping, and I was driving past it, and I'm like, hey, it's Wednesday, senior day. Let's just go in just to see. And this is what ended up in my cart. This item I did not include in that total that I gave you guys because this is for me. It's an indoor, outdoor tablecloth, obviously new, $4.99. Everything is 20% off. This is a round tablecloth that I want to use on my table outside, like during the summertime. It's got cactuses on it. It's so pretty. I just love the colors of it. So that was not included in that $40 total that I told you guys. That was just these items. When I strolled up to that cart, the new cart, I was so excited when I saw these canisters, the big one and the little one here. I'm like, wow, these go right in the cart immediately. I knew they weren't like the stars and bars design on them, but they did look vintage to me. And sure enough, they are. This is Ellie Smith. This is the Atterbury design. Some people refer to it as scroll because it's kind of has a little scroll to it. The little one over here, now again, 20% off of all these prices. This one goes between like $12 and $15, and this one is between that, actually is kind of between $15 and $20. I think most of us recognize this design. This is a Longaberger butter dish, Woven Traditions. This one is the blue one. They come in different colors. There's green and red. There's the label on the back. Longaberger pottery, made in the USA. This was an automatic yes into the cart. 20% off that price. And they sell for anywhere between $25 and $33 for this particular design. There are other ones that have like a little nubby on top, or they're solid colors. There's all different ones of them. Definitely a bolo to pick up if you can get it for the right price. This stack of 3 bowls and these plates, and there's like a serving dish down here, are all Lenox. The pattern is called Jacquard Gold. They're all trimmed in gold, and this is absolutely a bolo. In fact, a lot of Lenox, the dishes are worth a lot more than some of those smaller items that you find, or figurines and things like that are Lenox that everyone just passes by because they're just not worth picking up. But these are, and they had them priced pretty high, $12.99, $14.99. I got 20% off those prices, so paid a little over $10 for this one, and I'd have to do the math on this one, but I think you guys get it now. These bowls, I was looking everywhere, Google Lens, eBay Lens, and nobody has these bowls listed. They have a bowl that looks just like this that has a divider in it, but I'm not sure why these are so hard to find, hard to comp out. At the very least, I would think to get somewhere in the $20 to $25 a piece for these bowls. They're, I think, 8.5 inches across. I think I measured it at 8.5. It might be 8 to 8.5 inches across. They're like footed, or definitely a vegetable serving bowl of some sort. Now, this is kind of funny. I went to Google Lens to look those bowls up and, you know, to get a better sense of price on all of these items. And it took me right to replacements.com. They had one bowl, not this one, but the divided one, listed up for $169 on replacements. And of course, as resellers, we never use those prices to price out our items or comp our items out. The eBay marketplace or anywhere else is a completely different marketplace than replacements. So I thought that was like unbelievable how much they have it marked up for. These are the salad plates. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. They go for $10 to $12 a piece. So I'm looking at like $90 just on the salad plates. The dinner plates go for more if you find those. The other thing that was at the thrift store that I didn't put in my cart were the saucers that go with like the teacups and saucers. I'm like, I'm not buying just the saucers. I just didn't want to deal with that. It's hard enough to sell teacup and saucer sets to certain, you know, brands and things. And I just didn't want to take the risk on those. I thought, why not go with the things I know can sell? And then this plate down under here, until I get the tape off, I can't fully see it. But I would think that this is also, you know, in that, you know, I would think usually serving dishes are a little more. So I'm thinking like maybe $12 to $15 on this one. So this stack is worth over $100. The last item in my haul is this beautiful set. This is the peony, not that you can see the flower on there, but it's like peony flowers in there. And then it's got this really delicate, like scalloped edge with the polka dots on it. These are vintage. They are, oh, let me turn it around so we can get the name. These are Nico tableware, made in Japan. I looked at an entire set of these at a Salvation Army months ago, like a long time ago. And for whatever reason, I did not put them in my cart. And I just kept thinking about them like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I think I looked it up after I got home and realized the value of them. That's why you gotta comp things out. There's just no way you're gonna know about every make and model and brand and all that, you know, detail on everything. You got to comp things out in the store. I should have just put them in my cart, which is my new rule now. Put everything in the cart, comp things out, put things back. Sometimes I stand there and try to comp it out before putting it in my cart. I just got to learn to put it in there and go with the flow. So these were $3.99, of course, with the 20% off. I think it works out to be about $3.19. The cereal bowl. So I got one cereal bowl and 3 fruit bowls. The cereal bowl sells for around $15. One sells for $15. And these sell for around $7.50. You know, let's say $7 to $8 a piece. So I'm in that, was that say $22, let's say $22 range, or maybe $18 to $22. So for roughly a $3 investment, just this little bit is going to give me a really good return. Somebody sold an entire set of these dishes for, I think, $600. I mean, it was a lot of pieces. I think it was 60 some pieces or something like that. So this is definitely another BOLO. I keep saying that, but I've been trying to pick up BOLO brands. I just am trying to be a little bit more picky about what goes in the cart. I'm trying to raise my average sale price. And I think if I keep finding these BOLO brands like Lennox dishes and Nico dishes, now not all Nico, you have to look up the patterns. I think that's going to help me with my quest. So this is the total haul. And yes, this is technically adding to my death pile, but AKA money pile. I'm simultaneously listing. I try to list up all my new items. I list up my old items and just keep it going. The links to all of my social media platforms and selling platforms are always down below in the description of all of my videos. Drop a comment down below. I love reading your comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe. I am trying to grow my channel.